All right, so simplifying polynomials. So for the first example right here, what goes with the x?
The other x.
Yep, and?
X squared.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
5.
5x, good. So these three are like terms. X plus 5x, so I get 7x. What about the 2? The 2 can go with the 4, so I get, yep.
7x plus 6.
Yep.
Plus x squared.
Yeah, and then plus the x squared. So for the past 2 days, this is what we did. But I'm going to just change it up a little because now I'm going to write it in a proper order. So this is not a good order of how I wrote it. What's the proper order? Maria?
Usually the exponents with like a power first, then the exponents don't have a power without, and then the numbers that don't have exponents out.
Yes. So in the order of descending power, descending exponents or power, whatever you want to call it. Right, so the highest exponent first, and then the next, and then the next, and then with no exponent. So your constant last. Right. So, or in other words, you can think of the degree. Right. So oftentimes we have to simplify after we expand a polynomial. So yesterday, so notice the question now, it says expand and simplify. So there's a 2 outside the bracket. What do I do? Yep, Jaden?
Multiply 3x and 1.
Yeah, multiply the 2 to everything inside the bracket. Here, same thing. I have to multiply the 3 to everything inside the bracket. Right, Dante? Here you go. So 2 times 3x. Yep. Yeah, and then 2 times 1?
2.
Plus 2, good. Okay, and then here, 3 times x. Plus 3x, yeah. And then 3 times negative 4. 12, yeah. Good. Okay, am I done my answer? No, because just like what we did up here, we can collect like terms. So what's my final answer? 9x plus negative 10. I don't like 2 signs.
Negative 10?
Yes, minus 10. Yeah. So I don't need the plus negative 10, just 1 sign. If it's negative, then it's a minus in between them. Can I simplify this any further? Harry, what do you think? Can I combine these two any further? Yeah. No, why not? Okay. So let's pay attention then and put that phone away. Otherwise, I'll keep it for you. Yeah. So you cannot combine it any further because they're not like terms. This has a variable. This doesn't. So that's my answer. I cannot go any further. Okay. So let's try this one then. Okay, who wants to walk me through this one? Jaden? Sorry, Austin. Sorry, I keep saying it.
4x plus 8.
Good, 4x plus 8. Minus 7x minus 7. Good, because negative 7 times x, negative 7x. That's why it's minus. Negative 7 times 1, negative 7. That's why it's minus. Okay. Last step. Good. Negative 3x plus 1. 4x minus 7x, you get negative 3x. 8 minus 7, you get plus 1. Okay. Can you guys take 1 minute, try this one? Pick 1 minute, try this one. Okay, and I'm gonna do the bubble again. Yesterday's bubble, just to make sure we remember. All right, take a minute, try this. Try this. Harry, can I have your phone, please?
Oh.
Yeah, don't throw it. All right, we're on number 2. Do you have a pencil? Okay, I'll trade you. There you go. You can have it at the end of class?
Okay.
We're on number 2. You're done?
Yeah.
Okay, go back. Let's hear it. 3u times 15u?
That would give you 45u squared.
Good job. 3u times negative 4?
Negative 12u.
Good. Negative 3 times u?
Negative 3u.
And then negative 3 times negative 1?
Positive 3.
Positive 3. Good job. Which 2 terms can I combine? Yeah.
So the 12u with the negative.
Yep.
The negative 12.
So my final answer, 45u squared.
Oh, negative 15u.
Good job. Teamwork.
Plus 3.
Plus 3. Yes, don't forget the plus 3. A lot of people forget that last term because they did something here and then they forgot that. Hey, and that's it. That's your answer. Cannot simplify it any further. Right here, remember, u times u equals? Armin? U squared. Good. What about u times u squared? Yep. Yep. U cubed. Good. Yeah. What's u plus u? Yeah. What is it? Okay. Umbrella plus another umbrella. I have one umbrella. I add another umbrella. Yay! Okay, I knew you would get it. 2u, right? I have one umbrella plus another umbrella. You have 2 umbrella. Okay, it doesn't become a super umbrella. What about u squared plus u squared then? Jaden?
Oh, 2u squared.
Yeah. And then last one, u plus u squared. U squared plus u.
It won't work.
Won't work. Yeah, that's right. Cannot combine these two because I'm adding. When I'm adding, I cannot combine. When I'm multiplying, I can combine to change the exponent. Yeah, this is exactly what we did yesterday. Yesterday we did L. Today I did U. No. Yeah, as long as you wrote it once and you didn't lose the paper, then it's good. All right, so yesterday we were using lemons. Today we're using umbrella. Okay, just again, if you can remember this bubble, you can do any polynomial questions for this chapter. All right, this is like a great summary of the properties that you need to know. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Okay, so I want to simplify this side first. Okay, it's a similar question to what we did yesterday in the homework, but let's simplify this. How do I simplify the left side? What do I write out? 4x squared. Yep, go back.
Minus 3x plus 2.
And then?
Subtract by x squared. Negative 9x.
Not negative 9x.
Minus 9x.
Not minus.
Oh, wait,
plus. And then?
Plus 1.
Plus 1. Good. Remember the two ways that we learned? Monday's way was change the sign, and it changed the sign and everything in the second bracket. So that's why this became negative, this became positive, this became positive. Yesterday's method was multiplying everything by -1, and you get the same thing. Okay, so in a way I kind of like skipped it a step. I just changed everything and dropped the brackets. 4x squared, -x squared, that gives you 4x squared minus 1x squared. George?
3x squared.
Yeah. All right. Logan, -3x plus 9x.
3x. That's 6x.
Yeah. Positive or negative?
Positive.
Yeah, so I put a plus. And then lastly, the 2 and the 1. 2 plus 1, Deandra? 2 plus 1? 3, yeah. There you go. Okay, so if I now compare the left side with the right side, you can easily see what that number is. All right, what is the number? Yeah, Kaden? 3. Yeah, that's it. All right, you can tell it's just 3. 3 times this times this times this, you'll get that. If let's say it's more complicated, you don't see it, compare the first term. This first term with this first term. 3x squared divided by x squared, and you'll get the factor, 3. Okay. So this is very similar to yesterday's homework question. What's different is this time you have to simplify it before you can compare the left side with the right side. Okay, last example. Who can read the example for us? Just to read the question. Just to read this question. Who has a nice voice? Nobody has a nice voice in the class? Dante. Can you read number 4 for us? You have it on your sheet too. You have a nice voice. Do we think Dante has a nice voice? No? Okay. Anybody else?
Just want us to say it, even though we don't have anything nice or anything.
I think you do.
Okay.
Sure, thank you.
A ski resort rents out skis and snowboards to its visitors. Every year, their equipment
Depreciates?
depreciates or loses value, shown by the table below. Write an equation to model how much the skis and snowboards will be worth after a number of years pass.
Thank you. Okay, the word depreciate or depreciation, what does that word mean?
It means you're like not appreciating anything.
Oh, the opposite of appreciation, yeah, but more. Can somebody explain the word? Yeah, Edward? Goes down in value. Perfect. So keep that in mind. Depreciation means the value of it goes down. We will talk more about this term, especially in the finance unit. Okay, so value of something going down. So in this case, the ski resort, right, Nora? Yeah, so the skis and the snowboards, they lose value. Why do you think the skis and snowboard loses value over the year?
Because people are using snow when they get snowboard, even if it's snow.
Okay, but what makes it, Alex?
It's like used.
It's used. Okay, so if you went skiing before, you see that people just dump their skis on the ground, or like they ski or snowboard and they don't know how to ski or snowboard, and so like the wear and tear, right? So how many of you like skiing? How many of you like snowboarding? Right? Is it expensive to ski and snowboard? Very. Yeah, it's actually very expensive to ski and snowboard, and so that's why they charge so much. We'll see how much they have to invest for them to charge us so much. So this ski resort, they have 200 skis, and each one is $600. Right? Every year it drops $50 in value. Right? So originally, when the resort first opened, how much did they spend on skis? How do you calculate how much they spend on skis? Maria? Multiply them together. Yeah. So for the skis, it's 200 times 600. Right? That would give you how much they spent on skis. 600 per ski, 200 of them. So you're just multiplying. Now, after 1 year, how much are the skis worth? So if originally it's 600, after 1 year, how much is it worth? After 1 year, it's only worth 50? 550. What about the next year? 500, and then the following year? 450, and so forth. So each year is dropping by 50. How do we, so what do we do then? Are we adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing? What's happening each year?
Subtracting.
Subtract 50. So, but how do I do yearly? Yeah. Put a variable. So let's say I put y for years. $600 minus 50 yearly. Right? So if I can set this up for skis, how do I set it up for snowboards? For snowboards? Bosco? Alright, so this is the equation I set up for skis. Then what about snowboards? Good. And notice he put the same y value. You don't need an extra variable because it's the same yearly drop. So it represents year. Right? I want the total value. So how do I link the two together? Yep. Addition. Yeah, because it's the total. I'm adding them. Alright. So now this is no different than the previous examples that we did. Multiply, 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 and then simplify. Okay, you can use a calculator if you need because the numbers are big. So 200 times 600, you get 120,000. 200 times negative 50y, you get minus 10,000y. 300 times 800, 240,000. And then 300 times negative 60y, you get negative 18,000y. Okay. This and this go together. This and this goes together. So 360,000 minus 28,000 y. Okay. So now that's how I get my simplified equation. So what does this 360,000 represent? What does this 360,000 represent? Austin? Yeah, dollars. What about this amount? Alex? Original value of all equipment. Good. What does the 28,000 represent? Yeah. A little more specific, drop in value. Both of them. How often? Yearly. Good. Okay, they're yearly drop in value. Okay. So each year they're losing out 28,000 worth of value. That's why they're charging you guys so much to ski and rent ski and snowboards. Okay. How much will the skis and snowboards be worth after 5 years? Where do I put this 5? Yeah. For the Y. Yeah, substitute it in here. So 36,000. Oh, sorry, 360,000. Take away 28,000 times Y. Okay, remember, whenever you substitute, put it in brackets to represent multiplication. So bedmass, multiply, and then subtract. You get 220,000. So after 5, so my therefore statement would be after 5 years, the skis and snowboards will be worth $220,000. All right. Now try 15 years. Do the same thing for 15 for me. Do the same thing for 15 years for me. Okay, and tell me what you get. Yep, 15 years. Okay, Alex? What number did you get? Negative 60,000. So what would my therefore statement be then for this? Yeah. Yeah, it's a tricky question. Alright, Jaden, what do you think?
Maybe like before like 15 years, the equipment will already be like broken, like not usable.
Yeah. So what's the least value you can have for the snowboards and skis? What's the least value you can have? 0, right? Can you go in debt? If they're broken, they're broken. You don't get in debt with it. So this answer actually doesn't make sense. All right. If after how many years, if you were to estimate, how many years will it take for all the equipment to be broken? So after 5 years, they're still worth 220,000. After 15 years, they are not worth anything. So if you were to estimate how many years do you think the skis and snowboards will last? Yeah, 10 or 12, something like that. Okay. Next chapter, we will actually use algebra to figure out the exact year and months of how long the skis and snowboards will be worth. But that's next chapter when we do solving algebra. But why I like this word problem is because you read the word problem, you use what you know to create an equation and you simplified it. But then you have to conclude. You have to like go back to see if it makes any sense. So if it's broken, it's broken. You don't go in debt. So you would say after 12 years, the skis and snowboards will be write off. It will be worthless. All right, but you won't have to give back money to them. All right. Any questions on this? Any questions on this? Okay, so if you can understand today's lesson, you got it because it's a summary of what we did Monday and Tuesday. If you don't think you've mastered it yet, try these questions in class. I am going to do homework check again tomorrow because I'm not happy with today's homework check. You want to hear the truth? Okay. So let me just show you guys where to find these homework questions, and then yes, you may go to the washroom. All right. So make sure have a seat first. No, I said before you go to the washroom. Okay. If you don't read the questions carefully, you're doing all 12. Okay, otherwise just do 2, 6, 7 ABC, 8 CD, 9A, 11A, and 12. You can find it on Brightspace right here.